World Cup training starts at a very young age. Most instructors will tell you two things about teaching your kids to ski. If your kids are out of diapers, they can start skiing. And it's best to teach them to roller skate first. From then on, it's a case of their instinct for self-preservation against gravity. Vail has very innovative ways to teach your kids to ski. My three kids found that out 25 years ago when they first took lessons in the Vail Ski School the year it opened. So whatever you do, don't leave your kids at home. Put them in ski school, and in a week or so, there'll be no comparison between your skiing and theirs. They will be a lot better. Get in your car, get on an airplane, get on a bus, hitchhike if you must, but get out here to Vail and Beaver Creek now, because if you don't, you'll only be 1 year older when you do. I was lucky. I skied here 25 years ago, and I've been coming back every year since. I've been coming back to enjoy the back bowls and the new lifts, the food at the mountaintop restaurants, the freshly groomed runs and the new powder snow. Then, too, I've enjoyed watching my kids grow up, knowing that I've skied all over the world and I still take my vacation every year at Vail. I'm Warren Miller, and after producing hundreds of ski movies, I know that when I talk about Vail, there is no comparison.
Jimmie Heuga, almost unbelievably with a chance for a gold medal. 20 years old. Go USA! There aren't too many of us here, but you're going to hear us shout if his time is 60.96 or better. 100.96 on your clock is the number. Here he comes.
His moment, Jim. Let's watch those skis. Let's watch his balance. Let's watch him as he comes out of here.
How's he doing, Andy?
Doing very well, Jim. Good through there.
Could be a gold medal at the bottom of the hill.
Sorry, just momentarily, he was just a little bit back on him again. That balance is so important.
Seems to have that rhythm.
This is the point, Jim. This is that steep pitch.
Remember on your clock, 100.96, and he's got a gold medal. That'll be unofficial, but watch it. He's doing well. Here he comes to the finish. Oh, 101.36. It looks like he has not made it.
Die
And yet he's being hugged and embraced.
James Heuga bei Englisch Datum 61,36. Dann Nummer 24.
61.36. A great moment for America here in Innsbruck, a tremendous climax to the 9th Winter Olympic Games for us. That's Billy Kidd with his back to you there, who appears to have won the silver medal. Jimmie Heuga appears to have won the bronze. Boy from Tahoe City, California. The other boy from Stowe, Vermont. Their hometowns couldn't be further apart. Their emotions couldn't be more together right now.
Hello, I'm Billy Kidd. In 1964, I shared a wonderful moment in my life with Jimmie Heuga, when we became the first American men to win Olympic medals in alpine skiing. Just a few years later, Jimmie was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, a progressive, degenerative disease of the central nervous system, of unknown origin and no known cure.
For many people, a setback like MS is as devastating emotionally as it can be physically. But Jimmie Heuga saw it as a physical challenge and was determined to make the best of it and live his life to the fullest. On his own, Jimmie developed a personal fitness program that worked so well for him that he wanted to share it with other people with MS. But first, he had to convince the medical community that, contrary to accepted opinion, moderate physical exercise would not be harmful to persons with MS, but could in fact help them improve the quality of their lives.
To prove his point, the Jimmie Heuga Center in Vail, Colorado was established in 1984 as a non-profit scientific research organization, reanimating the physically challenged.
Those are physical challenges are confronted with uncertainties in our lives because we are limited in what we can't do. How those forces of self-doubt, the loss of self-esteem, Now, I started the center to confront those uncertainties through fitness programs which give us the opportunity to recapture our health and take charge of our lives. To do this, I had to convince the medical community of the credibility of these procedures through proven research involving the best talent within the medical community.
The Jimmie Heuga Center currently conducts bi-monthly seminars for groups of 25 persons with MS and varying degrees of physical abilities. The staff for the 4-day programs is made up of top medical, research, and therapy professionals from around the country.
But the center's not here to cure MS. The center's here to provide something to the individual who has MS to use today, and to use tomorrow, and to use the next day. It's not for the cure of MS in the year 1990.
The National MS Society asked if I would come to the Heuga Center to look at it, to see if what they were doing was very appropriate. And what I found when I got there was that not only was it appropriate, but they had answered some of the questions that I was asking.
In just 4 years, the Heuga Center program has developed a process that provides each participant with a comprehensive evaluation of their particular condition and a structured environment in which virtually all aspects of dealing with MS can be discussed, relative to each individual's personal condition and lifestyle.
I'd say you should be real encouraged. You did a super job.
MS struck with
Good.
devastating
Okey-doke.
effect
See ya.
only 10 months before he came to the Heuga Center.
It was almost a feeling of helplessness and hopelessness because we don't know what causes the disease. There's controversy on the exercise versus not doing much. There's controversy on the treatment. And the more I talked to physicians, really the more confused I got.
Ellen McFarland is a TV reporter in Florida, for whom daily exercise had always been an important activity.
I mean, I knew that exercise was the key, that you had to keep moving your body. But I wanted to know how to do it better, and how to maintain it, and how to ensure that I'm not going to lose it.
He just kind of mutters under his breath that that's a typical reaction of a non-jogger. Well, the idea I'd like to leave you with is the goals, the strategies that we come up with in the next 4 days should be small.
You really have nothing to prove to anyone. You're only here to find out a little bit more about yourself. And let me say that these programs are put together with no panacea or magical cures professed. All we are going to do, attempt to do, is try to give you a better idea of what you were able to do within the constraints of your circumstances.
Seminar activities began the next morning at breakfast, staff and participant introductions and team assignments.
Representative from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
The team concept provides participants with closer attention to their personal circumstances. At the end of 4 days, the team gave each person an individualized exercise prescription based on the results of their tests and evaluations. The physical workouts begin with stretching. Because many people with MS have been told to avoid any strenuous physical activity, stretching is very important because it allows the muscles to lengthen and move through ranges of motion essential for maintaining mobility. Every participant undergoes what is called a gait analysis to observe mobility patterns and to determine how MS may have affected their walking ability.
I look at the way they move through space. I look at how well they're balanced, looking for spasticity, if they need assistive devices. A lot of people have sensory problems. They don't really know what they're touching, and so we go to see are they looking at the floor a lot, and that gives us a clue as to whether they're having sensory deficits in their feet or other parts of their body.
Other assessments measure strength and balance and coordination. Some are simple procedures that have been adapted particularly for people with MS. Others are highly technical, utilizing state-of-the-art computerized equipment and specially developed techniques for analyzing not only degrees of impairment, but capacities for improvement. Meal times are devoted to informative lectures on
In order for the
subjects
body
like
to
nutrition,
effectively metabolize
sexuality,
proteins, fats, and
neurological
carbohydrates.
function,
So they're clearly
and principles
important,
of exercise.
but there's a significant risk.
Central to the Heuga program is a comprehensive fitness evaluation developed by the staff specifically for persons with MS. During this procedure, participants' capacity for exercise will be determined. At the same time, they are learning how to monitor and control their performance and progress for maximum benefit.
If you can learn to recognize that there are responses that your system generates as you approach the anaerobic threshold, that would be a message to you to say, look, I don't need to work at this pace. I should actually slow myself down just a little bit. This is interval training. You get up to the point. Now, we're going to give you your training RPE is like 3 to 4. As you get up to the point of 4, don't try to stay at 4. Slow back down again. In fact, we're going to slow back down till you're around 2, somewhere in that range. And then we'll pick up the pace again. Is your leg recovering at all? Is it feeling like this level of effort's allowing it to recover?
Feels fine.
Be absolutely comfortable with the concept of working to the point where you say, wait, now this is 4. This is how I felt when I was in Colorado and I said 4, and I'm going to slow down at this point. Now where are you on the chart?
3.
As the evaluation data is gathered, the staff and team leaders meet to discuss what they have learned from participants. Not only in a scientific sense, but also from a personal perspective. The exercise prescriptions must take into account the reality of each person's home environment. And work requires a radical change of lifestyle.
I'd keep her at 325
The goal is to find achievable ways of incorporating exercise into the daily routine. The psychological effects of MS can often be more devastating than the physical impairments. The fact that one is diagnosed with the disease can create emotional stress not only for the individual, but for the family members as well. Psychologist Judith Meyer conducts a workshop on managing the emotional effects of MS.
MS is an overload. Look at all the things you have to deal with, all the adaptations. And then not only do you have to deal with those, but we think of families as a mobile. You know, a mobile that hangs in a room. If you pull on any part of a mobile, the whole thing changes. Well, that's what happens in families. And MS is a giant pull. Vroom. And the rest of the family has all those things to deal with too.
The thing with MS, with me not working, I feel like I have to do twice as much at home to make up for it. I'm not made to feel that way by anyone. I feel that way. I feel like I'm slacking off or not pulling my share or something.
For myself and my family, a lot of times, you know, you're on an emotional seesaw because I never feel like I have really completed all those stages. And as soon as I think I have to go do it again. And that is really a lot of work.
As the staff continues its evaluations, the participants learn new techniques for improving themselves through balance and coordination workshops. There are classes in low-impact aerobics and exercises that can be done in a swimming pool, which are designed to increase endurance through cardiovascular improvement. The results of all this testing and teaching and talking are the exercise prescriptions.
Don't worry so much
Each
about your
participant
breath.
receives a detailed analysis of his or her
Remember those
unique
RPEs that we talked
situation
about?
and specific suggestions and instructions for dealing with their personal challenge.
All these numbers, they just represent a normal value, so you had no problem.
So they're within the
normal limit.
25 to 233? Yours was 133, which is great.
You exercised for a total of 8.43 minutes,
Yeah.
okay? And the reason we stopped was because you were greater than your respiratory threshold and you were greater than your 80% max heart rate.
Just going to go through this, and what's going to happen is you'll get a report sent to you in probably about a month or so.
If by chance one of these days you don't want to do the strengthening exercises, then you can go to the pool or have you do the pool exercises.
Why is it that my foot rotates when I do that? Is that...
Because it's trying to maintain your balance.
I guess I do a lot to compensate for other things.
Exactly. You know, those are challenges for you. They're not easy to do. But
Okay, concentrate on bringing your leg out nice and slow, and then across, keeping your body nice and stable. Good.
Having received their exercise prescriptions, participants head for the gym to work on what they've learned. It's hard to believe that the seminars that we've done. In just 4 days, they've been given the tools to take them through
I got information. I thought it was a great education. I learned stuff about my physical body that I didn't know, whether I had MS or not.
I think the program is teaching me that exercise is very important, as well as the nutrition and the other aspects. And it's just given me a better view.
The staff amazes me. Everyone on the staff is just excellent. I haven't met anyone that wasn't excellent.
They believe in us, they have faith in us. We're not looked upon as disabled people or cripples with severe disabilities, that we're not functional people. They accept us as real people.
Never seen the support system and the people that know about MS, because it's almost like a closet disease out in the real, mainstream America.
They've expanded what I can do. They've said, listen to your body. Yes, you can do more. So I'm really excited about it. And thank heavens that Jimmie Heuga did this, because prior to Jimmie, all they said to you was go home and don't do anything.
I'd like to see this set up regionally, if possible, to eliminate some of the, some of the cost perhaps for other families. Because it's not inexpensive, obviously, and a lot of people don't have insurance. But if there was a regional program supported out of here, it would enhance all the MS world.
It's all so basic. It amazes me that it took Jimmie Heuga to really come up with a center. I don't know why it didn't happen before.